Hi and welcome to QSD. This one's about the environment. So, do you eat meat? Are you vegetarian, pescatarian, vegan? Do you think about the environmental impact of your dietary choice, such as the number of animals that have been killed or made homeless? And for that, veganism can be just as bad as meat. More to that later. Anyway, if you want to know why your choices matter, keep watching. And for my thoughts on the bigger picture, stay tuned to the end. So, thanks to the researchers at the University of Edinburgh and Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, we now have new insights that will allow us to plan for a more sustainable future. Because, who doesn't want a sustainable future? Anyway, they studied the impact of consumption trends on biodiverse regions. Biodiverse regions, these are areas that have a wealth of mammals, birds, amphibians and plant life, which is, it's not just great for them, it's great for us too. Especially in the long term, but we were never collectively that smart. Anyway, their forecasts and projections have clearly shown that if the global demand for animal products continues to grow at present rates, it will lead to large swathes of natural land vanishing, directly leading to a widespread loss of species and their habitats. And when I say larger swathes, I mean like 1/4 of the world's tropical land could disappear. Some 9% of all natural land, 95% of which is in the tropics, could go within 80 years unless global dietary habits change. Who knows? Maybe even more. We are very good at ramping things up when the profits are calling. It was found that rapid increases in meat and milk production result in sharp rises in land clearing in tropical regions that harbour high levels of biodiversity. Also found was that as incomes increase per capita, consumption shifts from staples such as starchy roots and pulses to meat, milk and refined sugars. And finally, meat and dairy production is associated with higher land and water use and higher greenhouse gas emissions than any other foods. As well as that, their industrial feed systems may reduce agricultural expansion, but they do increase environmental degradation, from tilling to pollutants such as fertiliser. The researchers ended by suggesting the option of replacing animal products with plant-based alternatives. Original. They predict that the global demand for agricultural land could be reduced by 11% with such a switch. To summarise, lead author Dr. Rosalind Henry said, "Reducing meat and dairy consumption will have positive effects on greenhouse gas emissions and human health. It will also help biodiversity, which must be conserved to ensure the world's growing population is fed. Changing our diets will lead to a more sustainable future and complement food security goals while addressing global food inequalities." Now for the bigger picture, according to me. Market economics are driven by reducing costs. We all know that. We've seen it all play out over the past decades with globalisation, as labour was reduced to a number on the balance sheet and a search to reduce that number saw workforces shift across the globe in a race to the bottom. Well, the same happened with the food industry. And for that, the controlling factors that drove location were scale. There had to be enough room to do it big, and therefore they sought little political oversight into their methods and practices. But the rainforest is not a good natural home for grassland grazing. All the nutrients are stored in the biomass above the ground. The topsoil disappears quickly, and so you either supplement with agrochemicals or you move on. Slash and burn, slash and burn. Hardly sustainable, but great for quick profits. However, with 21st century technology, we could farm milk like beer. We could grow meat in vats using a tiny fraction of the land, the water and all the other resources, and with no need for any pesticides or herbicides or fertilizers or antibiotics. So when scaled up, it cannot fail to be cheaper than the current method. That could lead to the relocation of such production facilities closer to population centres where the food is required, maybe even underground. transport costs have suddenly become the deciding factor, and just maybe that could reduce the strain on our globally important last natural habitats. Now we appreciate what we have already lost, we should be even more concerned with keeping the rest into the future. Maybe if we moved these food production centres underground near cities, we could start to rewild the areas we decimated in the last century and before that. If not for yourself, then for your children and their children. What do you think? Am I right or am I wrong? As always, leave your thoughts and comments in the section below, but back up any arguments with, well, good quality data. I shall see you later. Thanks for watching.